nation. No donation, no salvation.
And remember, respect is everything.
Okay, people, today, he's a big fella. Okay, today, people, we're going to look at, Grimlock. And, yes, he's a big boy. Here, let's, we're gonna have to, yeah, this is Grimlock. He's huge. And, he's barely fitting on frame. Let's see if we can tilt him down a bit. There we go. Okay, he's a little hunchback, but, I mean, when is he not? Yeah, he's probably one of my biggest Transformers. At least in terms of mass. I mean, Jetfire is still one of the taller ones, but, I mean, this guy pretty much towers everybody. I mean, how big is this thing? Well, here, let's put it next to Mechagodzilla, or to any of the actual Keiju fans, Kiryu. Yeah, Kiryu. Well, okay, let's be honest. Kiryu should really be the size of a freaking skyscraper. Actually, no, he's taller than a skyscraper, but I'll be honest, I haven't seen any of those Godzilla films in, like, God knows how many years, and I'm pretty sure Kiryu only appeared in Tokyo SOS, and I think there was one other movie he appeared in. It was basically the final version of Mechagodzilla, but it was the human-made version, not the alien version that appeared in the 70s. It's a whole. If you've seen the Godzilla films, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the Global Defense Force. We're into whatever. We'll talk about Godzilla another time. Let's just put him over there, because this guy's pretty huge. I mean, he is. I mean, he uses a lot of parts, and surprisingly, he's very stable. His jaw does open, so he can munch everything to death. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. It's Grimlock. He's a giant T-Rex. What else can we compare him to, since he's so freaking huge? I mean, you want to talk huge, I mean, here he is next to Megas XLR, or just Megas. If you've seen Megas XLR, you know who this is. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just showing off random stuff that I build. It's not even relevant to Transformers, but it is a giant robot, so it's it's all right. For, I guess, a size reference, there's Barricade, who we'll cover on a later date. Here, let's get a thumbnail. Sorry if I'm sniffing so much. I'm not sick. I don't know. I had a really bad dust allergy just now. Here, let's get a thumbnail. Here. There he is with, Mechagodzilla, or Kiryu, whatever you want to call him. Here, let's just, make that the thumbnail, or we could try to. Alright, that's enough of that. Sorry, I'm really proud of this thing, so I'm gonna get that out of here. I do build other stuff besides Transformers, so if you guys ever want to see that stuff, please let me know in the comments, because I don't want this to just be primarily a Transformers channel, because I do want to cover other stuff later, because I have other hobbies, like cars. And, I like to collect, some nice little treasures. Here's, old Ford GT. Whatever, let's get to the transformation of this behemoth. Okay, where to start? Alright, well, first we gotta tilt the entire back portion of the dinosaur back. Then we will Actually, the arms don't really go anywhere, but I guess we could fold him back like that, make him a little more flush. Here, we'll figure that out in a second. Next, and this is where things get interesting. Instead of just splitting the legs, you actually have to take each one, rotate it, and then bring it back. This way his legs can function. So there's the legs done. And then you can kind of see him taking shape. He is... I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get him all in frame. There's his hands. Here, let's go ahead and... Sorry, I'm trying not to block all this. I forgot to grab his sword. I'm going to have to go grab that in a second. There's his individual fingers, which he only has 3 of, but... I mean... The fact that he has hands to begin with is kind of a miracle. Alright. I guess we'll bend the elbow a little bit, make him look a little more natural. Alright. And then... just rotate the head around. If it will turn. There we go. Okay. And there's Grimlock in robot mode. Yeah, he's pretty massive. And rightfully so. I mean, he was a pretty huge character in G1, so I think this is okay in terms of scale. I mean, he's a T-Rex, and T-Rexes are very big. Let's go get his sword real quick. Okay, we found his sword, which in itself is already pretty huge. I don't remember which hand he held it in, so please forgive me if he's holding it in the wrong hand. But I prefer this hand. So here, we'll just clip that in. Tighten the thumb around it, and yeah, his wrist is a little loose, but that's not the joint's fault. It's just the nature of the sword. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be. Okay, that sword's a little heavy for him. Yeah, so there's his sword. I'm sorry if I'm not capturing all this on frame. It's just he is a really big figure and he's very difficult to work with when he's not munching on things. Okay. Alright, come on. There we go. Let's get a close-up of him. Yeah, there's his head. And there's his massive shoulders. He's actually very poseable, which is kind of a first. Because a lot of my Transformers are very bulky. So here, let's try some kind of generic action pose. But yeah, he's pretty poseable, and he can actually support his own weight pretty well if you work at it long enough. Yeah, he's probably my most poseable figure, well, aside from Jetfire, but Jetfire's a little different in terms of construction. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. But yeah, he's poseable. He's just really huge and awkward. And there's my tripod. Yeah, that's how big he is. And here, let's straighten him out. Yeah. Let's go here while we're in this mode. And even though this is completely inaccurate scale in terms of realism, here he is next to Kiru again. And now he towers him. But like I said, if you've ever seen the Godzilla films, you should know that he is the size of a freaking mountain. And yeah, that's it's not accurate in terms of realism, but I mean, oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, he's got little wrist swivels and he's got a ball jointed head. Oh, it's coming loose. Let's go look at that head because it's a little hard to see it. He has what is supposed to represent an Autobot symbol. Yeah. Let's take one last good look at him here. Let's put that sword back in his arm. And then we'll get him back into dino mode, because that's really the only way I can display him with the others without him being excessively huge. And there's some of my other stuff lying around. No, that is not Cliff Jumper. That's a different character. And we'll cover all that other stuff later. If you guys are interested in that. And there's Gigawatt. Hey, Posey. Hey, Posey. Okay, let's get him back into dinosaur mode. Come on, don't be so difficult. Okay. Flatten his hands out, which will become his feet. Arms are pretty much done. Let's get to the legs, which is the more complex part, or at least probably the only complex thing about the transformation. Yes, extend, rotate, and return. And yes, they clip. Rotate his head back. I normally don't go this far into detail, but because I'm kind of proud of this thing, I kind of have to, honestly. I guess we could tilt his knees a little bit. And put the tail back a bit. There we go. Now he's got more of a classic G1 Grimlock pose. And there's his sword. Nothing special. Alright, well, there's Grimlock. And before we go, let's all say goodbye to Posey. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being random now. Alright, that will do.
Hallelujah! Another soul saved!